welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell with April Howdeggy. And Coach, great weekend for you. The Tiger Invitational, and you go 3-0, and in total, you won 9 of those sets, only lost 1 set over the weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely a better feeling this Monday and going into this week than it was a week ago. So it's nice to see that we regrouped. We made some lineup changes. We made some adjustments with our play, and it definitely helped us this last weekend.
Take us back to Friday. A couple 3-0 wins. Started off with Jackson State 3-0. You came back and beat Eastern Illinois 3-0.
Yeah, and Jackson State's a match where, again, last year they went to NCAA tournament. I think they lost a couple players, so we're anticipating maybe a little bit stronger match. But again, a win is a win, and we're able to work out some wrinkles. And then Eastern Illinois, again, a good team. They had an unfortunate injury, so that mixed up their lineup some. So, again, we're not going to complain. We're going to take those wins. But we had a great crowd, too, on Friday night. We had the band, the pep band out, and really, really good turnout. And our kids were excited to play in front of the home crowd.
Came back on Saturday, Louisiana Tech 3-1 win.
That was a match I told the coach, Adriano, I said, I'm really glad we had an opportunity to play them. They play with a ton of energy, fight. At one point, we're up 7-1, and they came right back, and it was tied 8-8. We needed a match like that to push us over that hump of, like, we can deal with some adversity and come out on the winning end. And to come out in the 4th set and put them away was exciting to see. You
came back from the week before, kind of tweaked a few things, and as we talked about before we started our program, it's always nice when you tweak a few things, make some switches, and then kind of click.
Yeah, and as a coach, that's your job, is to go spend all day Sunday watching hours upon hours of video. And I went and reassessed everything because obviously I was missing something. And where can we be a little better defensively and passing to help us score more points? So we moved Mickey Moss to the libero position. She's a great defender and a really good instinctual player, passer. And we moved Maddie into more of a defensive role, defensive specialist role, and that really helped us. And I think both players adapted well. We changed some roles this week, and when players can do that, it's nice to see because it still is about team first.
You're going to hit the road this weekend. You're going to go down to Auburn for their tournament. This is going to be one of your tougher, if not the toughest tournament you're going to play in this season. And you're going to start off Friday afternoon with the host team, Auburn.
Yeah, it's our toughest RPI tournament. Auburn just came off of a 5-set win against Louisville, who was at the time ranked 21st in the country. We play Miami, Ohio on Saturday, and they just beat Mizzou last weekend. So, I mean, it's a tough tournament. This will be a challenge. This will be comparable to the top teams in our conference. And, we challenged our team this week of, okay, like we have a great opportunity in front of us to test ourselves against top 75, top 50 teams. So I'm excited to see how our team responds.
You mentioned Friday. You got Auburn in the afternoon game. Later you'll play an in-state team, Jacksonville, from down there, and then out of the Ohio Valley Conference. So you'll have 2 in-state teams that play Friday, but you kind of like playing Auburn right off the bat. I'm sure they'll still have a pretty good crowd, but fortunately it looks like students will be in class.
Yeah, I'm excited to get them right away and coming off of, a good weekend and just recharging ourselves. And we know we have to get some rest too, but to play the host team first, I mean, I'm sure we're still going to have a good crowd out there, but it's a whole different atmosphere to play them at the 7 o'clock game. So I'm kind of excited about the schedule. So we'll see. I think it's going to be really good matchups all around, and we know we got to come in ready to go from the first point.
And again, you mentioned Miami the next day out of Ohio. I believe they're picked to win their division in the MAC this year.
Right.
And you had said they came up a big win over Missouri.
Yeah, and they've played all top, RPI teams. So even though I think they're like 500 right now, but they've played really legit teams on their schedule. So these teams have been tested early, and we're going into the 3rd weekend, and this is our first real big test. So we got to see how our team responds to it because we know in 2 weeks when we go in the conference, this is the level we're going to be playing. All
right, Coach, as always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Head Coach April Howdeggy, I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.